Good morning, students. Welcome back, and hope you all are doing fine. I am doing great too. Myself, Dr. Gibran Ahmed, brings to you Simply Pathology, and today's topic of discussion is indeed a very interesting one. How to study pathology. So, this is a very important lecture, okay, and kindly give 10 to 15 minutes of your time for this particular lecture, because this is going to shape your future medical career. Okay, so first of all, why have I chosen to do this kind of a lecture? So let's try to understand. So the most important thing is that whenever as a second year MBBS or a second year basic medical science student, okay, you are facing many new subjects like pathology, pharmacology, microbiology, forensic medicine science. So these are very important topics. More so, pathology and pharmacology are many very important. Okay, so I have seen certain comments coming from students. Many students ask me, sir, we are having this kind of problem, we are having that kind of problem, sir. Pathology is difficult, we are not being able to understand, sir. Please explain me in more details. So first of all, I just want to say that just relax. Okay, you can do it. Because I have done it, okay, and many more students have done it, so you can also do it. Okay, so first the thing is that you have to believe in yourself. Okay, so pathology is not a very difficult subject. Okay, it's a very easy subject, but you will have to take your own time, effort and interest. Okay, so that you can excel in pathology. So let us move ahead and let us see what is pathology. So first of all, you must have read this, okay, in every book. Okay, this is the first line of any standard textbook of pathology. So the term pathology is coming from two basic words. Okay, one of them is pathos, which means suffering, and another one is logi, which means study. So in simple term, it is the study of suffering, or it is the study of diseases. Okay, so pathology, okay, we can divide pathology in three basic parts. Okay, one is your general pathology. Okay, one is hematology and one is systemic pathology. So in short, I am just going to tell you what is general pathology. See, general pathology is the most important, the most difficult, and also the most basic part of pathology. So this is basically dealing with all the basics. So you can say that general pathology, it is the ABCD of pathology. Without knowing the ABCD of pathology, you will not be able to make sense of hematology and systemic pathology. So general pathology is the ABCD. So when you go and learn a new language, for example, a German language, so initially you will have a lot of difficulties because you are not familiar with the alphabets. So that is why general pathology is the most important part, which deals with the basics of pathology. And as I already mentioned, it is the alphabets. Okay, it is the alphabets of pathology that you will have to read again and again and again. Now, hematology, it is relating with all the blood related disorders. Okay, be it benign, be it malignant. Okay, all the deficiency anemias, hemolytic anemias, the cancers, okay, the leukemias, lymphomas, all things are coming under hematology. And then we are having systemic pathology. As the term suggests, systemic. So systemic means, for example, the lungs, the heart, okay, the respiratory system, the GIT, the GUT, okay, the eyes, ears, nose, throat, the male and the female reproductive system. So all the different body system, all the different organ systems of our body, they come under systemic pathology. So just understand one thing. Okay, there are two basic things which goes wrong with a medical student. The factor is that as such, pathology is a bit difficult compared to other subjects. Okay, and you are also starting with general pathology, which is a little bit more difficult, okay, as compared to hematology and systemic pathology. So don't have a fear. Once you are completed your general pathology very nicely, okay, that is the part which needs little bit of more effort, I would say. Okay, the part of hematology and systemic pathology is very easy. Okay, so don't have worry on that terms. So the general pathology is something that you have to, that you are concerned with, that you have to make sure that you know all things about general pathology, because once you master general pathology, hematology and systemic pathology will be like a breeze. Okay, trust me. Okay, so this is the first thing that I would like to tell you is which are the books that you should read for pathology. Again, all of them, even myself as a medical student, when I came to second year, when I came to my second MBBS, in that time, we used to listen to our seniors, and all our seniors said that you should read Harsh Mohan. Okay, and still now it is a very popular book among students, but there were very few people. Okay, just I think our HOD in my time of MBBS, in my second MBBS, my pathology HOD ma'am, I remember, she advised all of us. She was the only person who advised us in that time to read Robbins. Okay, so though I bought Robbins in that time, I couldn't finish that completely. It was not because I did not have time, just because I did not have that much of conviction. There was no one behind me to say me, no, you should read Robbins only. So I read general pathology from Robbins in my MBBS, and the rest different parts I read from Harsh Mohan. But I made a mistake, and I have learned from that, and I would like to teach you from my mistakes. Okay, so just listen to me very carefully. So what are the books that you should read for pathology? So first we are going to read to see each of these books, and then we are going to see about the cons and the pros of all these books. So the first book that is very, very important, now the newest edition has come in, that is the 10th edition of Robbins and Cotran, Pathologic Basis of Disease. So this is the #1 book, the big Robbins, okay, that we say the Daddy Robbins. Okay, this is a very big book, and these are the books which are also read by the postgraduate students in pathology. Okay, so this is the Robbins and Cotran's Pathologic Basis of Disease. This is called as the big Robbins. Okay, this has all the informations, and it is a wonderful book. Okay, it has a lot of diagrams and lot of tables, charts, gross and microscopic images. Everything is there in this book. Okay, now the South Asia edition, okay, looks somewhat like this. It is the same book, okay, just it is the South Asia edition. It is a little bit more subsidized version. So this book is now available in South Asia edition in India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh. Okay, all these are the South Asian countries, and they have this little subsidized version. This is same. Okay, the Robbins and Cotran Pathologic Basis of Disease. Okay, don't worry if you had read this previous edition, that is the 9th edition. Okay, this is also a nice book, but there are few changes that have been made in this newest edition. So my saying is, if you are reading the 9th edition of book, that is this blue color edition, you continue with that. If you have to give exam in this year, it's not a problem. But people who are just joining the second MBBS at this point of time and haven't started reading yet, I would suggest that you buy the latest edition, that is the 10th edition of Robbins and Cotran Pathologic Basis of Disease. So this is the first book. Let us look at the second book. This second book, that is the Robbins Basic Pathology. So what is the difference between the Robbins Pathological Basis of Disease and the Basic Pathology? In short, it is same. Okay, most of the concepts, 95% of the concepts are similar. Okay, but what is the good thing about this? That it is a more concise version, because as a second year medical student, you are having less amount of time. Okay, you have to read pharmacology, you have to read microbiology, you have to read forensic medicine. So you don't have enough time. So you have to go for time management. So because of that, what I recommend, my personal recommendation for the undergraduate student is to go for Robbins Basic Pathology over Harsh Mohan. Okay, this is a very, very nice book. It is a concise book. Okay, and it is in simple words, it is just a little bit smaller version of the Robbins Pathological Basis of Disease. Okay, so my recommendation for all the second year MBBS student is to go for this Robbins Basic Pathology. It is a wonderful book. It has all the information that is there in the bigger book, but all the unnecessary extra parts that is there, okay, that is cut short. I'm not saying that that is not important, that is also important, but given your time, okay, your time schedule, and given the number of subjects you have to read, according to that, I choose a Robbins Basic Pathology for second MBBS students. Okay, thirdly, if you see this book, this is the latest edition of Harsh Mohan. Now I'm not saying that this is a completely useless book, no, but this book is made with certain things in mind. What I found, because I had read both Harsh Mohan as well as Robbins, so I can tell you the differences. See, what is the cons of Harsh Mohan is that it is just a concise notes that they have given. Okay, concept building is there, but not so much as it is with the Robbins. Okay, and the only thing that which I liked about Harsh Mohan is the simple diagrams, because if you see in our curriculum, okay, you have to draw certain gross and microscopic images in exams with your eosin and hematoxylin pencils. So with that regard, I would say that Harsh Mohan is having very nice diagrams, okay, that you can make, because microscopic images, that is real images, is very difficult to draw, but Harsh Mohan already has. So if you can have the atlas of Harsh Mohan, that would be nice for exam purposes. Okay, let us move ahead. The next book, okay, now these are the two books. One is your Dr. Goljan's book, Rapid Review, again a very nice book, and second is your Hossein A. Sattar's Pathoma, okay, Fundamentals of Pathology, and it also has some series of lectures. Now both these books, they are nice, but they shouldn't be the first book, okay. They are not a replacement of the original standard textbook, okay. Try to understand, they can be used as an adjunct to the main Robbins textbook, okay, but they cannot be used as the main or original textbook, okay. So if you're reading for example Robbins Pathology, okay, and if you have an extra amount of time, then you go for either of these books. What both these books have is that they have the concise version of Robbins, like notes, okay, and they give you many high yielding points, okay. So these books are meant for, you know, last minute revision, when you have read Robbins around 10 times, 12 times, and then you don't have time to go through the entire book. So those important points you can go with these, okay. And lastly, I should not brag, but I would just say that you can go and you can blindly follow my lectures. So you can watch my YouTube lectures on pathology. They are very, very helpful. They have all the information that is needed, and they are based on the 10th edition of Robbins and Cottran's Pathological Basis of Disease. Yes, it is from the big Robbins. Okay, so these are the books. Okay, now let us move ahead. So how you want to choose your book? How you should choose your book? This is a very important question. First of all, what mistake I made in my second MBBS was that I listened to my seniors. No, you shouldn't blindly listen to your seniors. You should see what you want to do in your life. For example, if your aim is just to do a normal MBBS, you want to be a general practitioner and that's it, okay. So I would not recommend, okay, you just want to pass anyhow your MBBS or your medical and just become a doctor and that's it. You want to become a general physician, okay, so in that case I would say, okay, Harsh Mohan is all right, no problem. But if you are planning to go for post graduation, okay, if you are planning to do some higher research studies, if you are planning to sit for the post graduation entrance, for example the NEET exams, or for example your USMLE exams, so all these standard exams anywhere in the world, be it Dubai, for Dubai also you are having many other examinations, entrance examination. If you are planning to go out of your country to a first world country, then I would highly recommend that you please choose Robbins Basic Pathology. Okay, so how you want to choose your book? I have drawn a very simple analogy. Okay, it's very simple, it's very practical thing. See, if you can devote every day 1 hour, just 1 hour for pathology and not more, okay, then I will not suggest you to go for Robbins and Cottran. Okay, go for Harsh Mohan. But if you can devote more than an hour, okay, like for example 1.5 hours every day you can devote, then go for Robbins Basic Pathology. And if you can devote around 2 hours, then you go for Robbins and Cottran Pathological Basis of Disease. Okay, also depends upon your aim, what your aim is. So if your aim is excellence, then you go for Robbins and Cottran's Pathological Basis of Disease or Basic Pathology. But if you are just aiming just to pass and just to get through the medical life, because maybe by mistake you chose medical, or maybe you don't want to go any further ahead, so in that situation you can go for Harsh Mohan. Okay, the aim is that if you want to pass, then you can go blindly for Harsh Mohan. Okay, moving ahead. Now there are certain questions, okay, that is in the mind of student when they are reading pathology or when they are going into second MBBS. So the thing is, what should be your approach? How you should approach pathology? What is the correct way of reading the pathology? Are there any shortcuts to pathology? And what is the smartest way to read pathology? What is the importance of revision and how many revisions are required, okay, in pathology? So I will be addressing all these questions, okay. So first, let us look at this basic flow chart. what I suggest, okay, before I tell you further, I just want to say you one thing. This is my ideology. This is how I would do it again if I had to do it. Okay, this is what my plans are. Okay, if you have a better plan, okay, please share with us. Okay, if you have a better plan than this, I encourage all of you, okay, that if you have a better plan, then do it for yourself. Okay, this is what I think, this is what I suggest, this is according to me. If you have a better idea than this, then you follow that. Okay, so what I would suggest, that first you go and you read the my lectures, okay, the Simply Pathology lectures, my YouTube videos. Now after the first time that you watch your videos, okay, don't think that you are going to know everything from the first lecture only. No, it is not that. I have read, I think, I don't even remember how many times I have read Robbins, and so many times I have so much of experience my clinical experiences are so much that I always augment my notes with my clinical experience also. So my reading and your reading will have a lot of difference. So the first time that you read my notes, the amount of understanding that you will have is approximately 50 to 60%. Okay, once you read that notes, you go for the standard textbook. And by standard, I recommend Robbins Pathology. Okay, Robbins Pathology. So once you read Robbins Pathology the first time, after reading my notes, your concept will be around, your level of understanding will be 70 to 75%. Mind it, I am speaking about the level of understanding and not the memory, that you are going to retain so and so much. No, that is not dependent on, that is dependent on how many times you will read. But the level of understanding is very, very important, because if you don't understand, you will not remember. Okay, the second time you read Simply Pathology notes or my lectures, once again your level of understanding will go to 90%. Okay, so try to understand the step. First you see my lecture, then you go for Robbins Pathology, you read that part, then you come to my lectures again, and after that again when you read the Robbins recommended, your level of understanding will go up till 98%. And the third time that you read my notes, okay, your level of understanding will reach 100%. Just remember one thing, that at least, I am saying least, at least 3 revisions is a must. So you have to revise Robbins at least 3 times. Okay, this is the least. Recommended is absolutely you should revise 5 to 6 times, but at least 3 revisions are needed. Okay, so what I want to tell you is that you should follow this basic process. Okay, just 1 month, till 1 month before exams, you follow this process. What I mean is, Robbins is a big book. Okay, so you have to follow the Robbins like I have told you, okay, in this particular manner. Till when? Till 1 month before exams. Okay, also while you're reading your Robbins and while you're reading my notes, what I would suggest you is that go through the last 5 years question papers of your particular college. Go through the different kinds of questions in that time. Why I am telling you to go through the questions? Because once you go through the questions, you are going to understand. Okay, once you are going through the questions, you are going to understand that what type of, what are the things that is required. Okay, every book has a lot of information, but not all of them are clinically relevant in your situation. So for example, Robbins is so vast. Okay, so you cannot remember or revise everything one day before the exams. So that is when this smart approach that I called comes into play. So you go through the last 5-year question papers. Okay, so for exams, first you should solve the last 5 years question. Okay, and if you get time, okay, you do more rare topics, okay, which are important but which may not have come in the exam. Understand? So my saying is, so what you should do, first you should read the notes, you should read the Robbins throughout the year, you should do that. Okay, and in the same time, while you're reading the Robbins, you should also just go through the questions. Okay, just go through the questions and see, because once you see the question, you will get an idea what is it that is required, okay, for you, what is it that is needed for you to understand. Okay, what is it that is clinically required of you, what are the important topics. Okay, first try to complete those. Okay, now the thing is, just 1 month before the exam, you leave everything and you start reading only the questions, the last 5-year questions. Okay, if you, after solving these last 5-year questions, if you have more time, then you go for other topics. But in the last round, you should just read the last 5-year questions, because just one day before the exam, it is not advisable, because you will not be able to revise the entire Robbins. And because of this, you need to have notes also beforehand, because one day before the exams, when you have to read so much, you will not be able to complete. These books are very big, so you have to make some concise notes. Okay, and these notes you can basically copy down from my YouTube lectures. It is just ready-made notes for you. Okay, and my recommendation for a choice of book, as I already mentioned, you should read the Robbins Basic Pathology. Okay, if that is not possible, if you think that no, this is it's a very vast thing, I cannot do, at least read the general pathology parts from Robbins. Okay, and rest part you can read either from Harsh Mohan, Pathoma, Rapid Review, Goljan, from anywhere else. It's not okay, it will not make much difference, but it is strongly recommended that at least the general pathology part is read from Robbins. Okay, let us move ahead. Okay, the next question, that next common question is that why should you read my notes first? Okay, why I'm saying that read my notes first. First of all, the most important thing is that it is going to boost your confidence. For example, I had done a lecture on edema. Okay, now that particular lecture that I had done on edema, okay, if you go and read your Robbins, it will take approximately 1.5 hours. But if you go through my video lecture, it will take approximately half an hour. Okay, so there are many topics that I have taught you, and most of my topics are between 30 to 45 minutes. So with that, once you complete a basic lecture, okay, so you get a confidence. Okay, at least I know something. At least I know 50 to 60% of what is being taught. Okay, at least I have an understanding of 50 to 60%. So this is a nice thing. So that is why first you should read the notes or the lectures, because that is going to boost your confidence. After that, you go and read Robbins. Okay. Secondly, all of my lectures, they are explained in a very simple way with many diagrammatic representations and flowcharts. Okay, and they are heavily based and inspired from the 10th edition of Robbins. Thirdly, all these notes are completely free of cost. You don't have to spend any money on these notes, so you can make the most use out of it. Thirdly, just remember one thing in your mind: no notes in this world is complete. Okay, these notes are meant to be used along with standard textbooks. Okay, just keep these things in mind. These notes are going to benefit you a lot. Okay, my notes are indispensable. Okay, I'm telling you, one day before the exam, if you have my notes ready, you are going to, you are going to be very, very thankful for these notes. Just one thing is that along with these notes, you have to read the textbooks as well. And I will also tell you, later in the video, I will explain you how you should read the textbooks. And lastly, all the standard textbooks, they are very vast, so you cannot go back to them. Okay, so once you pass your MBBS, once you pass your entire thing, all of you will pass your second MBBS and pathology and everything. You all will pass. But the problem is going to arise once you are going to sit for your entrance exam. So if you haven't read these standard books, okay, in that time you will have a lot of difficulty. And in that time you will not only have pathology, you will have 19 more subjects. Okay, you will have total of 19 subjects to read. So in that time, these are the notes that are going to help you. Okay, so all these standard textbooks are very vast and you cannot go back to them for entrance exam. For example, FMG, NEET PG, or other postgraduate entrance exam, for example USMLE, PLAB, there are many exams. Okay, so notes are going to prove to be the most valuable resource in such situations. So that is why these notes are must. Okay, moving ahead. Okay, another very important question is how you should read Robbins or any standard textbook of pathology. So what your way should be. I have seen myself made such mistakes. What I did in my time, I used to read from morning till night. I used to believe that every point is important, every point I have to read in details, because if you start to read like this, from starting to end, every word, if you try to read, you are not going to finish Robbins. Yes, you are not going to finish. I made a mistake like that. Okay, but I am going to tell you a smart way to read Robbins, especially Robbins. So understanding Robbins is like connecting the dots. So what do I mean by this? So try to understand. So if I am reading chapter 1 of Robbins, okay, and if I go to chapter 2 of Robbins and then I go to chapter 3, so by the time I am reaching the chapter 3 of Robbins, I will not remember a single thing about chapter 1 and chapter 2. And you have to understand that all these chapters are interconnected. For example, in chapter number 3, they are having certain topic that has a direct relation with the topics of chapter 1 and 2. So if you don't revise chapter number 1 and 2 before going to chapter number 3, you are not going to connect the dots. That is why you are going to feel more frustrated. You are going to feel that I am reading everything, but I am not being able to reproduce. What is wrong? You will feel that I am wasting my time. Because of that, the notes are very, very important. So you read both of them and then you come back to my notes. So once your concept is clear, then all the notes will be completely clear to you. Okay. Second thing is, in Robbins, they have given many tables, many charts, many gross and microscopic images. So you have to go through them thoroughly. Okay, the more you will see the images, the better your memory will be, because the brain is trained. See, for example, when you see a movie or when you see something which is visual, and when you hear and when you see something, okay, your memory will be many more strong as compared to if you just read. So go through all the images of Robbins while you're reading a topic. In that time only, try to go through that. Thirdly, I would like to tell you something. When I was a medical student, in that time, when I was reading Robbins, I was very scared because there were so many new words and I couldn't understand. So you know what I did? In that time, we used to have a medical dictionary. There used to be a software in our phone and I used to go through that. In that time, we did not have smartphones like today. But today, it is the generation of smartphones and everything is available to you at your fingertips. If you are not understanding a particular term, just Google it. You will have thousands of explanations. Okay. Second, if you, for example, there is a certain topic that you are not being able to understand, the first thing you can do, you can ask your friends first. Secondly, if you still cannot understand, you can comment in my lectures. I will try to explain. Thirdly, if you still cannot understand, you go through your internet. Okay. You type that particular thing. A lot of images will come. A lot of extra information will come that you can read and you can understand. So don't shy off from understanding anything from the internet. Just type and just Google it and you will have the information over there. Okay, so you will not have also one important thing I want to tell you, how you should read Robbins. So Robbins isn't a book that you will read from first page to the last page and you will not be able to remember everything. No, not like that. What you have to do, you use a highlighter. Okay, only. And don't use the highlighter in the first time that you're reading. No, the first time you just read as a storybook. The second time when you read, you mark the important point. The third time, just read those important points. Okay. I will tell you what are the points which is most important. Okay. Then you are going to understand that. Then you are going to be able to finish Robbins completely. Okay. Okay. Writing an answer also is a very important part. All answers or all topics of pathology has to be read in this fashion. First, you have to read the definition, or you have to write the definition, and you have to give a bit of an introduction in your answer. Secondly, you have to discuss the epidemiology. Epidemiology means what? For example, it means what is the incidence of a disease, means how much is the incidence, how much is the prevalence, what is the age group affected by the disease, okay, what are the risk factors for the disease, what are the environmental risk factors, so the basic geographical incidence of the disease, in which countries the disease is more common, in which country it is less, why it is less. Okay, so all these things is the epidemiological part. Okay, so which country has the highest incidence, whether it is more common in men or women. Okay, so all these things, it deals with the epidemiology part. So you have to know that also for the disease. The third important thing is the pathogenesis. It's a very important. You cannot afford to miss out on pathogenesis, especially the molecular pathogenesis. Now is the era of molecular science, and molecular pathogenesis is very important. So you cannot afford to miss the molecular part of any pathogenesis. Fourthly, you have the morphology. See, morphology means how the particular disease process looks grossly. Grossly means from the naked eye, and microscopically means from your your microscope. Okay, so as I've already mentioned before, okay, so there are multiple images that have been given, and in your exams, okay, Robbins doesn't have a simplified microscopic diagram, but Harsh Mohan has, and Harsh Mohan is also having a an atlas. So I recommend you to go through the atlas part, okay, of Harsh Mohan for drawing the diagrams, okay. And lastly, the clinical features and the treatment part in short you will have to know. So any of your answers will have to have these 5 headings. This is very, very important, okay. So whenever you are reading any topic, just keep these 5 headings in your mind and just see if all these things are clear in my head or no, okay. Moving ahead, what is the importance of pathology in medical life or in your student life? Why you should read pathology? So as a doctor, pathology is very, very important, because pathology is forming the basis of medicine, okay. If you don't understand pathology, you cannot understand medicine. If you don't understand pharmacology, you will not be able to understand medicine. And if you don't understand physiology, still you will not be able to understand medicine. So these are the 3 important P's in your life: pathology, pharmacology and physiology. Don't compromise on these subjects. For pathology, read Robbins. For pharmacology, you can read KD Tripathi, but the better version is to go for Kartzung. And for physiology, Guyton or Ganong. So these are the standard textbook that you should not miss on, because these will form the foundation for medicine. Also, once your pathology is clear, many aspects of many subjects will be clear. So you just cannot afford to, miss on your pathology. Pathology is the most important subject out of all the topics, okay. You will not be able to do anything if you don't understand pathology. So try to invest more time in pathology as well as pharmacology, okay. Now, is pathology an easy subject? So my answer is absolutely no, it is not easy. But there is a big but. With the smart work and consistency. Consistency ka matlab kya? What do you mean by consistency? Consistency means that if you are doing that thing every day, for example, if you're reading pathology, okay, 1 hour, but if you're reading on Monday, but you skip Tuesday, then again you're reading on Wednesday, again you're skipping on Thursday, and then you're reading again next week. So this shouldn't be the case. You should be systematic in reading. You should be consistent. Every day means every day. Okay, be it anything, be it any festival, be it any holiday, okay, you should be consistent, okay. Okay, so with your smart work, as I've discussed before, and with consistency, you can achieve great heights in pathology, okay. So it is easy if you make it easy, okay. You have to be smart enough. Just don't be scared, okay, that this is huge, these are 2 huge books, I cannot understand anything. No, you will have to have perseverance, and you will have to have consistency and also confidence in yourself. And yes, this can be made easy, but just remember one thing: once you read everything in pathology, many doubts will be cleared and many subjects will become very easy. Medicine will become so easy for you that you will be thankful that thanks that I read pathology. You will thank yourself later. Okay, so will you understand pathology in the first reading as a second year medical student? Again, no. The answer is a big no. No one in this world will be able to understand pathology in the first reading. So if you don't understand, don't get worked up, okay. Don't get worried. Many students are giving me some comments, some messages from all over the world. Yes, as a new student, you will have difficulties, and that is very normal. I used to have a lot of difficulties, but what you have to do, you should not get worked up. You have to keep reading and revising. Revise and revise. Yes, persistence and revision is the key. Just remember this. This is not only for pathology, for any medical student, for any subject. Persistence and revision is the key to success. Okay. So this is a basic diagram that I have done to summarize what I want to tell you. That according to me and in my opinion, okay, I would suggest that you read the Robbins Basic Pathology along with Simply Pathology notes. You go through last 5-year questions, okay, in the meantime, because you have to understand what is it that they want from you, what is it that you are required to know. So once you look at the questions, you will get an idea. Second thing is that you have to read persistently, means every day for the same period of time you have to read. Third thing is that revision. If you don't revise, you will not be able to connect the dots. So revision is the most important key. You have to revise once, twice, thrice, 3 times is minimum. 4 to 5 times is recommended, and the results is going to follow. Hope I have been able to make you understand about pathology. Hope you know which books you have to read, how you have to read Robbins, how you have to read my notes, and you have to go through the last 5-year questions of your respective college where you are reading. Most of the colleges have the same questions, so you don't get worried that that college is having some more questions or this college is having some less amount of questions. No, most of them are having all those questions. Okay, so thank you very much. I hope I was able to solve all of your queries, and I wish that you will comment and you will subscribe and you will share this image as much as possible. Thank you very much, guys. Stay tuned for more lectures. Thank you.